Hey everybody, meteorologist Danielle Noyes here for the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. This is your insights video. We're going to take you through the next several days, and we've got some snow on the way for some of us. Fast-moving clipper system going to come in by tomorrow evening, so we're going to break down the details of that, including precipitation start times, some tough travel on Thursday morning, a freeze up by Thursday evening as a blast of cold air comes in, the wind whipping up too by Thursday evening into Friday will create wind chill values that are going to be a little bit shocking to the system as you head into Friday during the afternoon hours. So more on that in a second. In the meantime, we still have some lake effect snow showers ongoing, a disturbance that's diving down to our south. Today, fairly quiet with those localized snow showers we talked about earlier this morning. Here is our clipper system, snow expanding into portions of upper Minnesota now, and this will continue to dive south and east during the day today, actually combined with a little bit of energy coming out of the central plains as well. So what does that mean for us? Well, our Wednesday will start quiet with a blend of sun and more clouds in western New England. Those clouds will be on the increase from west to east over the course of the morning and especially by midday. It's going to be mainly overcast, going to kind of look and start to feel like snow by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. And in fact, by the evening hours, some light snow showers are anticipated from the Berkshires stretching back up into northern Vermont. Now, there may be a little tongue of moisture with a few showers that come in between about 5 and 8 p.m., an isolated rain shower, snow expanding across northwestern Maine, and the steadier precipitation generally coming in from west to east between about 8 and 10 p.m. tomorrow. Notice the rain in green, the snow in blue. This will expand across eastern areas, again, 10, 11 p.m. in and around the Boston area. Notice the rain snow line north and west of Boston, and it will generally stay there during the late evening and first part of the overnight. Notice there are some deeper blues in here, but clipper systems are typically fast moving. They don't have a ton of moisture with them. So notice by Thursday morning, there is some blue that mixes in. This is the height of the storm, so to speak, overnight into pre-dawn on Thursday when the snow and rain may come down hard enough that we actually get the temperature to cool ever so slightly, just briefly during the pre-dawn hours of Thursday morning. And that's our best chance of mixing with some snowflakes, even in eastern Massachusetts, with that rain snow line collapsing back to the coastline. The issue is the back edge of the precipitation is coming in as well. So it wraps up pretty quickly mid to late morning on Thursday. Some areas of rain will continue along the south shore and Cape Cod with some heavier downpours until about mid to late morning, maybe mixing with a wet snowflake towards the tail end around midday. A flurry would be it. Pockets of snow will linger a little bit longer in far northern New Hampshire and eastern Maine. And then as the wind whips up, we actually get some upslope snow showers in the mountains of western and far northern New England, particularly in Vermont and into the northern Berkshires for Thursday evening and night. And I can't rule out an isolated snow shower as that colder air blasts in. But again, that height of the storm is overnight into Thursday morning. And that's why there may be some tough travel Thursday, especially during the earlier part of the morning commute. A lot of the roads, particularly in eastern Massachusetts, will be more wet than white. You get outside of 495, though, and that's where we're talking about some higher totals. Let's zoom in here. In general, this event, where it does snow, will be a 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inch snowfall event. The white you see here lines up to about an inch. So inside of 495, yes, we may have some coatings. That would generally be on grassy surfaces. That's going to mix in again pre-dawn on Thursday briefly. But you get into the blues here. You line it up to about 2 to 3 inches here across far northeastern Connecticut, southern Worcester County, and then back into the Worcester Hills where we may see 3 or 4. This will be an elevation-dependent event with some higher totals in northern Berkshire County, and then about a coating to an inch or two across the Litchfield Hills. The farther north you go, widespread 2 to 4 inches, though there will be some elevation dependence, right? Lining up to about 4 to 6 inches in portions of northern New Hampshire and far northern Vermont. Southern Vermont, with some of that upslope snow, may see some locally higher totals, 6 to 8 inches by the time all said and done. It's generally a coating to an inch or two when you get along the coast of Maine, where we will have some mixing. But then you get either side of the Maine Turnpike and then north of, let's say, Lincoln. And that's where we may have some higher totals of about 8 to as much as 10 inches, again, with elevation. So that's kind of the jackpot area from the system across Northwest Maine. When you melt it all down in terms of precipitation, we are talking about, in general, a tenth to as much as a quarter or a half an inch of precipitation. And you think about snowfall totals, right? That snowfall ratio, typically 10 to 1. This will be a little bit less because it is a wetter, pastier, kind of more compact snow. But for Cape Cod, it's about a half an inch to an inch of rain that will come down in spots where it is a mainly rain event, and about a quarter to a half an inch elsewhere. Let's talk about the predicted wind, okay? So we're shifting to that. Tomorrow during the afternoon, 10 to 20 mile per hour gusts. The wind is out of the southwest, and it will continue that way into Thursday morning. The wind is going to whip up on the Cape about 30 to 35 miles per hour on Thursday morning, but I've stopped things as the wind shifts around out of the west. Thursday afternoon and evening, again, as the precipitation is winding down, we're talking about some gusts that top out. See the yellows here? Between about 30 and 40 miles per hour. Even an isolated gust of 50 on the Cape, and we may have some gusts in the hilltops that go about 40, 45 miles per hour. Do I think there's going to be widespread damage? No, but there may be some pockets of isolated damage or limbs that come down when this wind whips up, particularly Thursday evening into the overnight, and this is Friday morning. So it's a blast of cold air comes in, blustery feel with gusts that generally go 25 to 35 miles per hour. And in northern New England, we may have some gusts that go 30 to 40 as well, even a few isolated gusts stronger than that by Friday afternoon across northern Maine. Again, many spots gusting about 30 to 40 miles per hour. So that brings the cold air in and makes it feel colder. Temperature-wise, 30s to lower 40s for our Wednesday. The 40s generally confined to Boston back down to Cape Cod overnight. Notice the 20s. So where we do snow, north and west of Boston, in through a lot of interior New England, central northern New England, there will be snowy roads when you wake up on Thursday morning. The farther south and east you go, again, we're right on that line, but the general gist is that the mild air does come in with highs that top out in the 40s before that cold air blasts in Thursday evening. So that's what I'm concerned about. Any leftover moisture on the roads by Thursday evening may freeze up, so you want to take care of that. The wind will kind of counteract that a little bit, drying things out somewhat, but just watch out for some slippery patches. Thursday night, teens and 20s, that cold air blasts in, and high temperatures on Friday don't get out of the 20s in many areas. Maybe we hit some lower 30s in southeastern New England and along the immediate south coast. But again, with that wind gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour, the feels like forecast on Friday is only going to be in the teens in many areas. So that's what you want to dress for. Lower 20s when you get from Portsmouth back down to the South Shore and the South Coast. So a wintry feel. Some spots in far northern New England will feel like the single digits during the day on Friday. Saturday, it's still a breezy day, little less wind, and high temperatures will generally be running in the upper 20s to lower 30s inland and right around or just over freezing in eastern Massachusetts. That's how things are looking for now. Of course, we'll keep you posted on the latest on our website, onedegreeoutside.com, our app, and social media as well.